Today we're talking about flagship performers, and these are the peak devices in their respective field, and there's 5 things that make up those flagship performances and that would make a flagship device in 2025. And those are its cameras, its processor, AI, display, and battery. And that's where this OnePlus 13, the flagship from OnePlus, comes in, and it aims to tick all those boxes for significantly less than what Samsung, Apple, and Google charge. But in terms of charge, we actually moved to the lack of a charger in the box of the OnePlus 13 for the very first time, which is a real shame. However, the performance of the OnePlus 13 is on paper at its peak. The partnership with Hasselblad though has always been good, not great. So those cameras on the rear, nice big housing, very reminiscent of the Oppo Find X8 Pro. You get 3 50 megapixel cameras here with peak video recording at 8K. And on the front, you get a 16 megapixel front-facing camera, which is 4K again in terms of video at the front. And to be fair, performance overall across those 4 cameras in its totality are actually good. And good is all you're gonna get from the OnePlus 13's camera systems. They can be exceptional at times. In the right lighting, with the right amount of detail, with the right capture moment, you can get amazing shots. This in no way is going to challenge something like an iPhone 16 Pro Max, Pixel 9 Pro XL, S24 Ultra, or what we're currently using, which is the Oppo Find X8 Pro, primarily because when you zoom in, it just lacks that bit of detail. You do get some loss in terms of things of depth as well. So if you're taking a photo of, say, an object in the foreground and the background, the foreground will look fine, but when you look at the background, it actually looks like it's sort of blended together, which is one of the downsides of the OnePlus 13's camera systems. As a whole though, they are good. They're like a 7.5, close to an 8 out of 10, which is very good and will be more than good enough for most people, but at times it can lack some detail and is not as punchy as what you get on the other flagships. Video, as we said, 4K and 8K front and rear, all is actually in really good quality. Super enjoyable to watch on this display, which is a hint of what we'll get to later in this review. And then nighttime photos, again, as we mentioned, sometimes you can get some super punchy, lovely nighttime photos, but other times, unfortunately, it will just create an incredible amount of light where there isn't and there shouldn't be, and this actually needs a bit more of darkening, which is a bit of a shame. Overall, all the camera systems on the OnePlus 13 are actually pretty good. Now, what powers this device? That is super interesting, and that's the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. And let's talk a little bit more about its performance compared to last year's model. So when it comes to things like gaming performance, this is where the 8 Elite absolutely shines like crazy. I'm still struggling to say 8 Gen 4, I almost want to say, but it's 8 Elite, of course. And the CPU and GPU performances in things like gaming, things like Call of Duty really shine out, and you can push the phone's processor a bit more. You can take it from balance mode, which is on by default in COD and mobile, to gaming mode, which will push that more. You get a solid near enough 60 FPS, really good graphics, the instantaneous nature of sort of clicking and getting your shots out, etc. And the connection is super smooth. Graphics look really great as well. And that's one of the highlights of the GPU and CPU performance upgrade on the Snapdragon 8 Elite. The other thing I would say is you're getting double-digit performance increases across NPU, CPU, and GPU. In fact, let's give you a quick chart breakdown so you can see for yourself through Antutu and through Geekbench what those performance numbers look like with 8 Gen 2 versus 8 Gen 3, versus 8 Elite. So it gives you an idea as to those performance figures and what that actually means in the real world. And they are, as we've said, significant. Now, the one thing where you'll see this insane performance increase is in Oxygen OS 15 running on Android 15. You do get 4 years of software updates, 6 years worth of security updates, which is really good. Still not the level of Google, Apple, and Samsung, but it's slowly getting there, which is sick. So long-term investments, this will be really good. But when it comes to OS itself, it runs butter smooth. Oxygen OS, probably one of the fastest OSs you'll ever use in terms of transitions, navigating menus, etc. All of that is great. I know there's a lot of issues with people saying it's too much of ColorOS, which we use ColorOS ourselves, we love it, and OxygenOS again is very, very, very good and offers some really great performances as well. Now, speaking of performance, one of the key things we mentioned of any flagship is its AI performance. Now, there's quite a few features on the OnePlus 13 that's AI related. There's nothing spectacular here, but they are interesting. The AI features, let's quickly recap those. So these are, as you'd expect, you get text to notes. You can summarize your text into a more condensed ways, into like bullet points. You can have your phone read out essentially an article or notes that you've made to you, so then you can see how that sounds and how that looks and feels. You obviously have Google Gemini and Gemini Live, and then you get things like the ability to create a more clear photo, which to be fair to us does work to some extent, but it's not really a dramatic difference in detail. Overall though, there are some really, really good useful AI features here. Again, this is stuff that you're going to use on a daily basis. This isn't stuff that you're going to you'll use once every now and then, like those crazy wow features. It doesn't have those, but the AI that's baked into the OnePlus 13 is actually useful for most people on a daily basis, and it's likely you're going to be using them daily. One thing you'll definitely be using daily is this 2K BOE OLED display, which has a peak brightness of 4600 nits. That combined with a battery are the standout features of the OnePlus 13. This display is the best display I have ever set my eyes on. It is insane how much brightness you can get from this, be it in normal situations or in the dark or really bright sunlight outside, which unfortunately in winter isn't very long here in South Wales, sad times. But you get great viewing angles, tons of great punchy color and contrast. So the stuff that you're watching is really going to hit you in the face. It almost looks 3D, which is sick. And then something else as well, the battery, 6,000 milliamp hours, silicon carbon tech, and it's dual cell, so it's split down the middle. We've pulled a video here from OnePlus to give you an idea what that looks like. And it has insanely fast charging as well, which makes this whole package of using that display at its higher brightness and then being able to recharge really quickly a massive, massive game winner. Yes, you don't get a plug in the box. Shout out to Anker, actually, if you did want to buy a plug, you can get one via the link in description. Anker is the one to go for. But the other component here is the IP69 dust and water resistance. Now the 69 makes it so that it will actually handle really high temperature heat, like washes, etc., really, really well, and still work flawlessly with no issue. And then that also leads us on very, very nicely to another winning point when it comes to the display of the OnePlus 13, and that's Aqua Touch 2.0, which essentially means you can use this display in the next gen that they've created with the display wet. So if you're out in the world, it's raining, you can use it absolutely fine. You can also use it with fingered gloves as well. So lightly cottoned gloves or whatever have you, you can still use those as well. So that's a really, really great feature as well. But where does that leave us on how our final thoughts are on the OnePlus 13? First of all, I'd say the lack of a plug in the box is a shame, and it does take away a little bit because the chances that people have the high performing plug within their home is unlikely, and that again will just add to the cost of this phone, which already has had in the UK here at least £100 increase, so that then adds to the cost of the phone. There's no wireless charger as well, which is a shame. But the biggest letdown probably is the cameras. Very, very small incremental changes to the OnePlus 12, which we've reviewed as well. So we'll pop down the link if you want to make a comparison. And that's probably the biggest issue. So this OnePlus 13 is a great phone. Definitely, if you buy one, you're not losing out a lot, but it kind of lacks the true flagship status of your Samsung, Google, Apple phones, which is a bit of a shame. Thank you so much. And we do have a quick ask. Before you go, this video, what is your opinion on the OnePlus 13? Pop a comment below, drop us a like if you like this video, and subscribe. We do reply to all comments. So thank you. Until the next one, we out.